Hi, I'm Kendra Burns, and today we are talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 8, Volume 1. So many of you have probably seen the old TV show. This is a continuation after Season 7 ended. It is created by Joss Whedon, Jeff Loeb, who, as of last I knew, was the Marvel Entertainment Vice President, so he's still handling like Marvel Entertainment for Netflix, your Daredevil, and so forth. Drew Goddard and Brian K. Vaughn. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. The artists are Carl Maloney, Jeff Richards, Adam Van Wyck, Eric Wright, George Gentry, and Ethan Beavers, with the penciler being Paul Lee. So, you're probably wondering what this is about. So, it is a compilation of quite a few episodic in nature comics, starting with The Long Way Home, which is a 4-part introduction and kind of a recap in some ways of what happened in seasons 6 and 7. So I am going to apologize now because this is going to contain spoilers, especially for those who have not seen or have not finished Buffy on either Hulu or Netflix. So, quick recap. At the end of season 6, Willow goes bad because of the death of her, ultimate love, Tara, and tries to destroy the world. Follow that up with season 7. They literally blow up Sunnydale to stop the first evil. Now season 8 shows us in between, I'm thinking 2004 and 2006. It doesn't quite state when we're looking at. The book is over 500 pages. To be exact, it is 530 pages. Though I would have to state that the overall plot is about at the 500 mark for ending, while having kind of like your Easter egg scenes towards the back. It is published by Dark Horse, and, well, most of us know who Dark Horse is. So, for the arcs, there is multiple arcs in this, and multiple acts. The Long Way Home is probably the easiest one because it's right at the front. And I'll start with the first. This is setting Buffy and her team of Slayers up for storming a castle. This would be our Act 1. And then Act 2 for this part begins with the army talking about going after Buffy and her team. And that is a picture of Sunnydale, as it is after season 7. So, you get all this, and then the probably biggest statement piece for the Act 3 is just them leading up to going after Buffy and all this information. So each little novel, little comic, has its own acts. And then you've got also, like The Long Way Home is a 4-part story. So you've got each of those having the smaller acts, and then they all build into one giant act, or one giant 3-part act. With The Long Way Home, it's all you're looking back and going forward. So you see the past and the present with the issues that came from season 6 and 7 affecting them now. Buffy and them are in Italy. Willow is wherever Willow's been. Xander is helping Buffy lead an entire army now. And then you have all these little groups spread around the world. And it's just showing how things have come out and then building up to the overall season arc, which is dealing with Twilight. Yes, I see the funny part of that. But Twilight seems to be this similar villain to Dracula, who does make a reappearance. And so the story is literally just the first half of it all, which I can't wait for the sequel. You've got different locations, like the first pages I showed you were in Sunnydale and Italy. There's New York, there's one undisclosed location, there's London, Japan, especially in Tokyo. For character arcs, we've got Buffy dealing with the consequences of changing the world. She is no longer her and Faith are no longer the only two Slayers in the world. During season 7, she and Willow awoke all the potential Slayers that if Faith would have died, one of them would have awoken as the next Slayer. Now, she's dealing with the consequences. While Willow, who is still grieving Tara and trying to move on, while trying not to go completely evil again, has to deal with her relationship with Kennedy and trying to keep Kennedy and Buffy away from each other because she blames that as to why Tara died. You've got Xander, who not only is helping deal with the other Slayers and leading them as an army, but he's also trying to be there for Buffy's sister Dawn, while also dealing with his love life, or lack thereof. Then you've got Dawn's arc. Dawn, where she ended with Buffy leaving Sunnydale right before it blew up, was a normal senior in high school, if I remember correctly. And from there, she went on to, it shows, going to college and then being a typical child almost, or teen, and acting out, which got her turned into a giant, and later shifts into her being a centaur. So she's kind of dealing with her own stuff. Then it leads to Faith and Giles. Faith, if you've seen the show, is your anti-hero almost. She's not... Buffy's definitely the hero, and Faith is like the opposite version of Buffy. She's the bad girl, doesn't care about nothing. Well, you see that she's regretting her past in this. And Giles asks her to go assassinate a Slayer who has been corrupted and is killing her own kind. Well, you see Faith deal with this in, do I kill her or do I bring her back from the dark? Well, with Faith can't quite decide until the end of the comic on what she has to do. So in the end, her and Giles team up to try and bring Slayers that have gone from being normal teens to pretty much being mass murderers and trying to bring them back from this world where everything's changed for them. They don't know how to control this power and they're overusing it. Overall, the comics just use the regular directional flow that we were taught, where you read it in the Z format. It is actually fairly easy to read. The art goes very nicely. It's pretty much consistent. There's one area that it is not. And let me find it so I can show you. It's towards the end. It's a dream sequence, so, and that's how they explain it being different. And it quite literally is the original artwork for the cartoon that they were going to do. And all they did was transfer it into a comic. So that makes it just flows with the rest of the book. Overall, would I recommend this to my classmates? If they've seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer and loved it, yes, go for it. If you haven't seen it, no. Due to the fact that you have to know what's going on in the original series to go into the comics, no, I would not. Would I recommend it to my friends? Yes. I know for a fact they love Buffy, so they would definitely get a kick out of this. And that's basically all I have for you.